Go.
Welcome back everyone to FTLG's third online extravaganza. Here we have Valeria Chan playing Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Valeria, take it away.
Hi, my name is Valeria-chan. I'm speedrunning Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, New Game Plus, on the difficulty Revengeance, which is the hardest in the game, by the way. Normally, I run New Game Plus hard, but due to other purposes of other marathons, I wanted to learn the Revengeance difficulty, as not many people know much about it. And boss threats are different, you use way different mechanics, such for HP gating and damage values are so much different and things make different damage. Yeah, it's all in all tougher, they added more enemies are faster. Enemies are stronger, they make damage and they make like more damage and you make less damage basically. Which, yeah, is pretty much everything what the difficulty means. Yes, so we play from chapter 0 to 7 basically, so we have 8 chapters. The first one doesn't have any New Game Plus, doesn't have any New Game Plus aspects, so we basically start in New Game in the first chapter. I would say we'll count us down in 3, 2, 1, go. Starting off in chapter number 1. I did not disable my Steam layout. We will find time to disable that. So for the first thing, we see that this guy already... Honestly, let me real quick. I'm professional, I know. We saw that this gecko spawned there. Normally he would not spawn there. That was one thing on the Revengeance difficulty. We saw these two wolves spawning there, these also would normally not spawn. So as I said, they just added more enemies, made them harder and stronger and everything else. Who are we fighting now? This is Metal Gear Ray. First appearance in Metal Gear Solid 2, also if we play this right in there. He is a boss completely based on RNG. So he can basically do his laser here, he can give us a head bump, he can swing his tail, he can shoot rockets. What we want from him is every attack we can block. So basically those head bumps, a tail swing, and one of his charging attacks. Like this one as an example, is not a good attack, as we can't parry that. We can block that to prevent damage, but we cannot basically reflect the damage. You see me jumping up on this turret the entire time, but not cutting it. We will just enter blade mode and then leave it instantly. This one allows us to basically deal damage to him, but still... But like, because we won't cut the turret, it will stay there the entire time. So we basically deal, in this difficulty, about 10% damage to him. We also have to watch out about the turrets, as they deal like 22% damage to us already. Here we go, just gotta make the last quick time events. So yeah, this entire boss is actually just RNG. So you can finish Ray either in like 2.5 minutes, you can finish this guy in 2 minutes, or like depending on the difficulty, you can just finish him sometimes fast and sometimes slow. So yeah, we will encounter him in a bit again, but this part is basically just movement. Because one boss, which we will encounter later in the game, called Sundowner, captured the president of... I've forgotten what country this mission plays. In an African country, that is. He captured him and we gotta bring him back. So we basically follow Sundowner. Just with some movement section, which isn't the greatest right now, but that's fine. So we just slide through those doors. Or like gates, I guess. Those weren't for sure doors. Go up here, jump up, and here we have our second Ray fight. Here we want to threshold him to the first Blade Mode phase, but we don't want to do anything in Blade Mode. We basically, in fact, we want to hold Blade Mode basically before that to not have this blue pop-up in order to save time. Now we will stand in this corner and we will parry his bullets. As his parrying his bullets is one-hitting him instantly. So now he's basically dead. We will now perform a rocket jump. Did it work? It didn't. So what you can do is you can jump. You just saw that Raiden basically he just jumped over every single rocket, and rocket jump is a skip that saves about 5-ish seconds, I would say. You basically jump over the entirety of those rockets with 2 big jumps. Now we unfortunately did not got it due to some repositioning on basically finishing him off. But that's not too wild. So here we gotta do the last quick time event. And now we won't see Ray again. We won't see him ever again in this run. Upcoming to the train section and to Sam. That's well, I wouldn't call it a boss fight. It's a scripted fight where the game basically tells us, hey, fight your enemy. But since it's scripted like that we can't win, we basically want to die. So we basically wanna block his attacks once we're on 50% HP or below, which we have done to get into this transition screen. Once that transition screen is over, we wanna like actually die from him, then we have to skip a cutscene and wait a little bit until we are done with the chapter. Here we wanna run right in front of him, he will finish us off, we skip the cutscene, and here we are in a very bad condition. We will wait for Sam to basically charge one attack, and then we wanna attack him, so he basically blocks us. Because for some reason, you just saw that he would charge his attack, but he wouldn't have attacked if I wouldn't have done nothing. So that is kind of a moment. Yeah, finish. That was prologue. Continuing in chapter 1 in RO1. Now we have New Game Plus equipment. We have a new body. We have a specific wig. We have sub-weapons for... We have boss weapons for skips like that, which is called the polearm jump. We have maxed out grenades on everything we would need throughout the run. So yes. The red body grants us 5% more damage value. The wig, which is the wig B by the way, grants us an infinite fuel cell, which means infinite ripper mode. So we can pull off this jump over and over again as much as we do. As much as we want. How does this jump work? Ripper modes are like... Activating ripper mode during an animation extends them. So if we do that second attack during the polearm jump in the air, we will launch very much high in the air. Here's our first boss, which is Blade Wolf. We will just... Oh, he's not cooperating. We want to basically thrust him against the wall there. Like that. And now we want to parry him as soon as he does his attack. Like now. During that we activate Ripper mode, cut him in Blade mode once, so we avoid the... Quick dance. I can't talk. Okay, there we bridge section. The keyboard in this game on the PC version works on some places. So, like that. You just saw we basically dodged back on the bridge. And we didn't have that QuickTime event that we would basically climb up on the bridge. Yeah, that was bridge skip. If we press the dodge button on our keyboard, it allows us to perform a dodge on some obscure places, and that was one of them. It's also possible in the customization screen or at the beginning of the Sundowner fight, though in this difficulty we would not need that for the Sundowner fight. So yeah, we can just run past all of those enemies, cut through that gate, perform the hotel skip. Every fight has basically these red invisible walls. However, with that fight, the wall only spawns when the second enemy runs in. And if you combine Ripper mode and Blade mode, this time will slow down enormously. So here we can just go into the checkpoint. I slightly messed it up, so we will restart our checkpoint once we got it here. Go to the right there. And proceed to this panel. Okay, now we will... Before we slide into this dialogue, we want to equip the polearm. Because now we will restart to our next checkpoint again, as this will spawn us further into our way. Now we will perform Factory Skip. Factory Skip is the most precise polearm jump in the game. It's about a free frame trick. What we do with that, we basically skip every fighting section. Oh. Oh my god. Oh god, that's embarrassing now. Okay, that's how you do it. First try. Keepo. Yeah, so right now I actually wasted more time than you would have saved with it. But just good to show it off, I guess. Here we have the Mistral fight. We wanna just do a few combos into her that I just messed up due to enemy positioning. Okay, so we wanna cut her polearm, destroy the polearm, make 2 attacks into her, and do these 2 attacks. Once she will throw one of her buddies at us, we will block her, or like we will parry her. You just saw her HP, she was just 100%, now she's at 9.4. Which means she's thresholded. For not only phase 1, but already for phase 2 as well. And for phase 3. So we basically just skip through all the phases now, which is basically now an auto-scroll section from now on. Okay, now she will jump up and do some shenanigans. Then she will jump down again. Wants to give us a hit, which we can easily dodge. And if you will play a New Game Plus hard, you want to reload on this checkpoint. But that would basically reset her HP to, I think, 50% or 40%. But we don't want that. We just slide into her and make the last QuickTime event. That is basically the thing. That was also, or like that is right now the end of chapter 1. We will finish it off with this slash and our last codec call we have just now. You see the combat score screens after like every fight. We can skip them by pressing A and B or X and circle on your gamepad. On keyboard it's possible by pressing space and left mouse button, if I remember correctly. But I am not sure, since I do not play this game on keyboard, and there aren't also many people who do play it on keyboard. Okay, chapter 2 is a pretty... there are no polearm jumps in this chapter, since it's a sewer level. Everything is pretty much locked. Like, there's a ceiling, there are walls and everything like that. So we are basically... so we're basically not able to do any there are some polearm jumps in the game. But they basically don't have any use, since there is no skip you can do with them. Okay, we wanna get rid of this monkey and wanna kill these two flyers that also just appear because of we play on Revengeance mode. The enemies also basically appear if you would play in very hard. Okay, there we have the Scrat. We wanna just throw a Psy at him. Cut for defense, go through there. There we have two rocket launcher guys, who also would not be there. We just walk past them, cut this fence, and go into the gecko fight, which is just some sky-high cancels, which look like that. That was the... no, that wasn't geckos, that was raptors. That was the raptor fight. That fight I did with sky-high cancels. Which is basically you perform an attack and cancel the rest of the animation with blade mode. Which is, by the way, how we will fight Armstrong at the end. At this part right here, there is a stealth section. However, I am not consistent at it at all. So we will just run in here and perform the killing, as this one is easier for me. Okay, we're gonna go into this guy, cut the door here, because there's an invisible wall. And into the trigger. By the way, the movement I'm using is called Lightning Strike Cancels. It's the same thing as Sky High Cancels. We perform an attack and cancel the rest of the animation. Just with the difference that we do that with like movements. Okay, so there we smoked everything out, so we have time to go to that guy. Slicing this guy, slicing that guy. We wanna wait here to parry this guy. Like that. Finish him off, and his body as well. Which we did not get right now. Okay. But it was fine. Okay, coming up to the best section of the game. Which is Gecko section. We will control this little fella for like about 10 seconds. And then we will just, yeah, I don't know. We will just go to a USB stick spot with him. There, and that was the Gecko section. We did not even control him for 10 seconds, honestly. It's just a very small thing. Which makes sense story-wise, I guess, but it's weird to have like without context in a like out of a sudden in the speedrun, you know? Okay, through the gecko section we just saw some enemies. Since we don't kill them with the gecko, we actually do that once we run through here on our own. Wanna make sure that everyone will get sliced. Okay, and once this is done, we wanna switch to some weapons like the Murasama Blade and the Pincer Blades. We switch to the Fox Blade, by the way, for like regular enemies. And to the Murasama Blade for bosses, as the Murasama Blade does make the most damage from its sword itself. And in this difficulty it's just the best for HP gating and such. Okay, here we have Grad, like the boss Grad, not only as in... Okay, I don't really... Okay, we just want to attack him as this pushes him back. What we want to do now is... We want to go in front of him. And we want to parry him. So we break his shield. Which is rough sometimes. And then we just want to do... some sky-high cancels. Once he's dead, we want to switch to the Fox Blade, as there is a second grade. There's a second... we're getting trolled. There's a second grad we have to take care of, which is not a boss, which is why we switch to the Fox Blade on that one. So yes, also we started into this run basically. With 5 heals. And guess who has now no heals at all. And only 75% HP. Which means for some enemies we are pretty much one hit now. We can recover some heal packs on some places. But we'll have to get to them first. So we better do not get hit. For like the next time. As this one wouldn't be really good. Okay, going into chapter 3, we will start off with a polearm jump, or like with 2 polearm jumps actually. Performing police skip, we want to jump on here, we'll jump off of a small ledge. Onto here. And they troll me, okay, that's fine. We just want to run away from them, basically into the next trigger. And skip through this dialogue. After this dialogue is done, we want to reload the game. The checkpoint, I guess. Because the game kind of thinks we are... the game basically tells us, hey, you're still alerted. You are not supposed to stay in alert when you're at this place. On the other hand, the game sees that we are in this place, so it's basically confused. So we have to reload from the last checkpoint so the game is sure. Okay, you are not alerted. Okay, here we're gonna do what I call the anime attack. Twice to finish off these geckos. And gonna go to the elevator section. Which is we just perform the slicing. Just like everywhere basically. Okay, so here we have a small minor skip trick, I guess. We see on our minimap in the upper right in a bit, we will see a red dot, which means there's an enemy. If that's like a visual cue of where we can basically launch us into the air of this elevator in order to let this elevator open faster, like this. It's a very small thing, but pretty neat. Okay, here we wanna jump down. Ah! There you have to make a pole down jump. Basically, over nothing. And now we will enter the back rooms. So we just go on this rooftop. And go around this invisible wall there. There's an invisible wall. Which we can basically prevent by going around it. Yeah, we can go on top of that railroad section, and the ground here is actually larger than I would have expected at the beginning. And that's a pretty good demonstration of what lightning strike cancels are. As I just zoom through there. Okay, there we wanna reload from a checkpoint again, because we are not able to get back inbounds. Activate the repair mode to slice off these enemies. Cut these road pillar things. And the grad on top of that. So for the next thing we wanna get basically the attention alert, like that one. Or like caution alert. We'll throw a smoke grenade in there. Wait until it explodes. And just walk past these enemies. There we just want to do some side combos. And equip to our pole arm. In order to make the next pole arm jump on this rooftop. And then we wanna jump down there. With that one we skip the Sam hologram dialogue. So that's why we have subtitle here, but we actually can't hear anything. Like normally Sam would be there standing, telling us some things. But since we skipped that trigger, he isn't there at all. So that's fine for us. Here we just have to do some kind of precise fighting, I would say. Which I haven't mastered yet really well. And once this fight is done, so now basically we want to switch to the pincer blades, the machete, and to EM grenades, as we need this for the next boss, which is Monsoon. A very annoying boss. Monsoon has like a few thresholds, like his 40% threshold, where he jumps up and throws things at us. Then he will throw a wheel at us, stuff like that. Yeah, we can avoid that with a very specific strat and HP gating. Which is why we actually use the machete for that. Important for that is that the machete has to be on level, or like on attack power 4. Optional, I found out today, it's possible to use the normal, like basically the starting sword on attack power 3, so the HF blade. I am now realizing, since we don't have any heals, I will not go for the trigger thing. Normally you would go in front of that guy, so he basically sees us. But we will not do that, because if he sees us, they will get alerted, and they will shoot at me, eventually shoot a rocket in my back, and that would kill me, since I have no heals. So basically we just go here, and these people can, if they want, they can just hit me. It's fine. Since there we aren't... There we aren't basically... We're not killable in this section, as this is only dialogue. So in the next few minutes, there's... Or like in our next 2.5 minutes, there's nothing happening. So if the host is free to tell things about the charity, go for it. Or not, I guess. But yeah, that's basically the section. We will simply just wait until this part is over. And there we have the monsoon cutscene, the unskippable one. You can skip this cutscene on console, but not on PC, which is why we had pretty heatful discussions in the Metal Gear Rising community about like just filter the boards on only PC if you wanna see basically the time correctly for your board, basically. At the end, and after a long time, we came to the conclusion every PC run which passes this monsoon cutscene we're right in now will basically get minus 1 minute and 15 seconds. So if you make a run that is 1 hour long, it is actually 58 minutes and 45 seconds long because of that cutscenes and due to loading times and stuff like that. This cutscene itself is about 1 minute 30 seconds long, but as I just said, due to loading times and stuff like that, it's gonna be 1 minute 15.
Am I okay to say a bit about the charity?
Yes.
Yep. To Right Love in Our Arms is a non-profit movement dedicated to presenting hope and finding help for people who are struggling with depression, addiction, self-injury and suicide. For the Love Arms, To Right Love in Our Arms exists to encourage, inform, inspire and also invest directly into treatment and recovery.
Yes, so if anyone wants to donate for that, !donate or !charity to get more information about that. It's for a good cause, so if you have a bit you wanna get rid of, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're rich, I wouldn't know, then feel free to donate a little bit. Yeah, this is the monsoon fight. We will cut these things because we can get some heals from that. Now we cut his head off, but we will not do anything with it. We basically want him to recover, bait this attack, and we want to parry him. We want to parry him like... oh my god. We want to parry him so that... oh my god, Monsoon, stop it. Okay, like that. He likes to troll right now. Okay, so with some attacks, we just wanna miss some of his hitbox. Now he's at 10%, which is where we want him to have. So he jumps up and does his last attack on us. So yeah, preferably you wanna parry his attack and basically have him in that position that you basically deal him back the damage, which didn't happen first try, as this is really depending on positioning. So we just had to maneuver around that, I guess, I would say. Okay, now Monsoon is dead. And that was it with chapter 3. Okay, moving on to chapter 4. I hate this chapter, and I hope we would delete it. Like, from like New Game Plus hard runs, many runs of mine died there. And I'm sure it won't be different for New Game Plus Revengeance. We'll just look. So for the beginning here, we want to switch to polearm to the Hawk's Blade and 2 smoke grenades. Okay, so the procedure on this one right now here is we want to slide into this receptionist right in front of us to trigger the fight. We want to line up here to make some enemy slicing. Want to go in front of the receptionist's place. Okay, and now we want to go here, line up, wait a little bit until all the wolves are here, and release light attack, which is sometimes working. Okay, sometimes they troll, that's fine.
Sundowner contacted you from the top floor. Time to make your way up there.
And once this is done, we just go here.
Which we should have expected, I suppose.
I will access the control unit. Perhaps you can hack
And wait until the dialogue is over. Yeah, since we did not wait it long enough in the monsoon cutscenes earlier, we have now a 1 minute autoscroller we have to wait out. In that meantime, we can get this heal, which is in here. And that EM grenades in here, just for safety. So we just wait. We have 2 enemies running up here. We can just slice through them. And do whatever with them. There he is. Hi and ciao. Wait, is this oh, that look cool, honestly. Okay, there's also a second one coming up. There, right here. And there we have that. And once Doctor starts talking, which is now, we want to go into that elevator. And going to the office section now. Which is basically through some movements and some shenanigans by slicing them in a specific route, which I haven't understood fully yet. No, I don't want you now. So we just cut all of these panels. Go to the last guy. And cut him.
Right now. Well, as you wish.
Look,
Okay, here we have the wall run section, basically. We're not wall running yet, but we're about to. This section is basically just run, make good beelines, I guess, which sometimes works. In our case, I would hope to just, like, not let any heals wasted by enemies hitting me with their weapon outside the window, because those make actually damage. Oh yeah, I make some pretty bad beelines here, honestly. But that is fine, right? There we have one grad coming up. We just, you know, we just slice.
All these sliders in the area. Perhaps they could be put to use.
Going along all of these sliders, which basically is an automatic, which is basically a thing that's automatically. And here we have the wall run section, or how it's called in my live split, GOAT. Because I can't find another explanation on Raiden jumping off of a 90-degree wall and landing on it, he must be a goat.
100% a goat.
Yeah, he's a goat. I mean, he even has like the white, grayish hair, so that basically just confirms. So yeah, once we skip through this dialogue, we want to reload again from the last checkpoint. And we will perform the Japanese garden skip now. Going up here by basically just walking away from the fighting section. That's what you also do in New Game Plus Hard, just a little bit different. So we will just slide into this trigger. And since the game again thinks we're at two same places at the time, we have to walk back and get the next checkpoint. And by we have to walk back, I mean... That's... Oh, okay, yeah, we have to start here again. If we mess that jump up. Okay, so we will simply just move there. And do the same thing again. Just with the difference that now we will hopefully win. Okay, so there. There. We want to make a pull-down jump out of bounds basically, so we're on top of that. Wanna walk on top of this elevator, kinda. Gets to this checkpoint and reload. So now we're in here, in the order we have to go there, which is not backwards, obviously. Okay, so going here, access the elevator, and now waiting for some people to show up. Now the elevator section takes about 3 minutes. And it's basically just slice some enemies. The first thing is basically, you wouldn't really need a lineup for all of them, because they just jump in. For the second one, you kind of need timing on the lineup, and so for the third one. Okay, so here we have those two guys. There we just killed the wolves. We wanna throw a smoke grenade against that container, and wanna kill this raptor with a sky high. Waiting for these two rocket launcher guys to come down. And escape the elevator, switching our weapons to the pincer blades, the Murasama blade, and the EM grenades. And lining up our enemy attack. And once every enemy here is in the right position, we will let go of this attack. Like now. So now everyone who just spawned there died with this one attack. Now we have those two monkeys jumping on top of us. We don't care about them, as we just release our pincer attack.
The server room's ahead.
Yes.
If they're
Right, they would-
yeah.
And I
So
Well,
Okay, there we wanna go on to our next boss, which will be Mistral again. So for Mistral, we wanna do this thing again. Cut her pole arm, launch her into the air, and wanna parry her again. Just this time she's dying way faster. And who did we miss? Right, Monsoon, which is why we will fight him again. With a pretty annoying and risky strat in my opinion. There are also some thresholds you want to avoid, but not as annoying as his regular fight. Yes, like, that's the thing we want to avoid actually. That he doesn't do any things to us. Like this purple face, which is, the purple face basically means we're not able to hit him. Because he would just evade all of our swords, hits and everything. Yes, now we killed him. And moving on to Sundowner. Sundowner is a boss who gives a lot of problems to casual players. However, the speed strat on this difficulty, like, it's not gonna be a joke that I say we will one-hit him. We will literally one-hit him.
Well, maybe dream is the wrong word. They do kill some POWs, some civilians. They enjoy it though. We give their pleasure centers a nice big jolt every time.
Okay, so there. We just wait until the dialogue is over. Skip the cutscene. And move to the helicopter place where we will fight Sundowner. So what we will do is we want to slide into him, want to press blade mode and then make an aerial parry. During the area we want to activate repair mode and he's dead now. Because an aerial parry makes more damage than a regular parry. So that was basically the Sundowner boss fight. We now have to make some flying section with one of these flyer we will catch in a moment. And a last quick time event. But that isn't really... I mean, it is still part of the boss fight, but you get the meaning when I say you one-hit this boss and he's dead within 10 seconds. Or within 10 seconds, like within 5 seconds, I guess. So here we want to line up in a corner, like the lower right, and just shoot constantly in the air. So we destroy falling debris before it falls on our head. So we wanna cut this square once. We don't have to cut it more times than that. Do the last quick time event. And that was the Sundowner fight. Before we kick him off of the building, we want to switch to the Fox Blade and to the Smoke Grenade. And now we want to kick him off the building. Because why the hell not? He deserved that. So yeah, we switched the weapons for like basically the beginning of the next chapter. As the next chapter doesn't have a boss. So we wouldn't need the Murasama Blade. We need the smoke grenade for stealth actions. Yeah, that was chapter 4. Coming up to chapter 5, which is the second shortest chapter. So the thing I do here is you make a dodge forward, which isn't necessary, but I'll use that strat since I think it's better, faster, whatever. Ah, why are you staggering? That is not fair at all. Okay. There we have geckos spawning. We don't care. We just walk past them. Wanna make some dodge to avoid rockets hitting us. Okay, that wasn't planned at all, but it worked out. That one guy behind me despawns very slowly, but he did. And now we will do one of the stealth sections I was talking about. That wasn't quite well, so we just reset because we don't want to get detected here once. Why do I get detected there? We'll just do it slow. Okay, I think I'm walking too far right. Which is why I get detected by that guy right here. Yes, it was that. Okay, here we wanna throw smoke grenades on this puddle. Walk on there. Okay, I wonder if that will work out. It will not. Okay, so we will just get rid of him. And it will let me pass. Thanks. That was messy as hell. Okay, we wanna get the caution alert on this one. Throw smoke on that guy. And walk past that section. We would need one more RP grenade, like a smoke grenade we will get from here. We will smoke them out and walk past them. Just like that. So yeah, what I just forgot to do is switching to the Murasama Blade, as the next chapter is only a boss fight, which is Sam. And we would need the Murasama Blade for that one. So we'll real quick go into customization screen and switch to the Murasama Blade in this one. Wanna exit the custom screen, of course. And with some good HP gating and such, we will kill him real fast. Okay, like that. Now we will... And he's dead. Sam has some kind of armor. When you hit him with basically... If you would hit him with basically a charged pincer attack... If you would hit him with a charged pincer attack and you would basically hit with both swings, he would gain some kind of resistance. So you avoid stuff like that. In that case, you don't do anything on Sam, which will basically land 2 swings from one attack. But the resistance thing... The thing with resistance is that it's a thing on some bosses. Sam is just a very good example. So here we wanna skip the entirety, basically, of everything else of that chapter, but Excelsis and Armstrong. Yes, we are in the last chapter now. Nearing the end with the second last boss now, which is MG Excelsis. Yeah, that thing is being controlled by Armstrong. So we wanna just stand into this, in that corner, make a full charged pincer combo on him. And do the blade mode thing. Running up on him, doing the blade mode thing again. And continuing on making damage to him. So now his head will fall down. We can just pull a pincer on him. Oh. Ah, I messed it up. That's bad now. Okay. My god. Yeah, that happened. Okay, we have to do this thing again. We'll just deal some damage to him. Because why not? I will go up again. Basically what I was supposed to do is we wanna let go of our second charge pincer once the cows spawn down here. Like now basically. Now it doesn't really have much effect. As we just basically damage him while he's laying down. Because if you die set here, his head longer. So that's the thing. We will also let our pincer charge, as this one gives us more armor, like us basically that resistance of assault. As you can see in our HP bar right now, we didn't lose much HP just because of I'm charging the pincer. And yes, that's the only reason. I'm just charging. Okay, here we're gonna let go of that. And basically, that was Excelsis. We just had to make some like time units, which we with a mouse. I can click faster on that. Yeah. I was saying in the beginning of the run that we will fight Armstrong with Sky High cancels, which is the way how we fight the Raptors at the beginning, like in the middle of chapter 2. For Armstrong, we have to watch out on some HP gates. Like at some point, we want to stop attacking him, so we basically attack him, and we have more time to basically damage him. He would not jump up right like that. Stuff like that. Okay, but first, phase 1 and phase 2 Armstrong will basically be just giving damage. Like the first phase of Armstrong. We just want to him. until we have this beta. Okay, for this difficulty, we want to him down to 99.2%, which is hard if you don't do that for long. Also not to get hit since I have only one left. And we will need that heal in order to skip that phase basically. So we'll just play that somewhat safe, but that doesn't mean it's easy. Okay. I'm sorry for not talking. I have to concentrate on that, honestly. Because that is a really tough fight. Now he can basically damage us. He can't. Okay, that is... That confused me. Normally, if it would be on 99.2% HP on him, we will allow him to basically damage us. So we skip the next, or like we skip this phase basically, which normally takes 2.5 minutes, just saying. Okay, now, yes, that was the thing I wanted him to do. Yeah, okay, in our case, chill. But since we don't have that, we will lose about 10-ish, 15-ish seconds at the end. Okay, honestly, I think I'm not sure anymore. Because we can skip his animation and everything of jumping up on debris and throwing at us and stuff like that. But since we have no heal, we are not able to do that since that will actually kill us. Now I will trade Sky High cancels to all of you. And we'll hope that I will be able to do it kinda good. Oh yeah, Frost. We wanna stop at this HP, so he will evade this attack. Yes, and now we actually messed up because he did place that attack, and we weren't able to throw him up in the air. Okay, we want to do some normal attack combos. Yes, he said he jumps out. Asked her to so sadly. So a trick for that, if you have problems with this thing, you can just go into blade mode, exit it, and set under it. That's the thing we do in speedruns, if that happens. So yeah, I don't think this phase will stop of him, honestly. Well, he will just jump and throw things at us. But since we messed that up earlier and were too slow, to do that. So once he's under 20 HP, which is now, he will make last attack, dash, where he, that thing where he jump now, we would have been able if we would have one heal, but in our case won't have that. Last slide thing. And that's the event, so I'm saying get ready for time. So hit his left fist, hit the right fist. And once again, get ready for time. And time.
GG.
That was Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, New Game Plus, Revengeance difficulty. Yeah. So the run wasn't really like bugs, obviously. There was also a big chance of PBing, which I sadly haven't done. But yeah, it was, all in all, that was my second run in this difficulty, honestly. So only 1 minute and 46 seconds behind isn't that bad, I would say, especially not for basically a hard difficulty like that.
It's a very good run. Thank you for being here at FTLG, and I think you are coming back tomorrow to play some Rise of the Tomb Raider?
Yes, tomorrow I will be back with Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Looking forward to that.
So yeah, be there if you don't want to miss Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Stay tuned, guys. Up next, we have Linkermeister doing Mad Father Good Ending 100%. We will be back shortly.